Hello and welcome to the Every Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week, where Rangers absolutely destroyed Hearts at the weekend, and which for me was a kind of definitive game for kind of what's to come next. This felt just like a huge game, obviously going into the game on Saturday, but to win it the way we did in style and probably could have scored a lot more goals is just it just shows you where this team has came under Philippe Clement. I feel like this was a point now. We've got over hurdles in the past, but this was a point where we could see, right, this team has definitely got something about it now. Um, and it was just a fantastic performance. At home on Saturday that saw us obviously go 5 points good at the top, but then obviously was cut short. Celtic left it late, but obviously got their victory in Motherwell. So still 2 points. It's very open for both teams at the moment. You can't get complacent. You kind of just need to go on each game and hope that you win it, and whatever comes after is a bonus if Celtic drop points or vice versa. It's going to be a title race down to the wire. So we're going to buckle up and strap in because it's going to be stressful. But if you do enjoy the podcast, obviously, if you'd like, subscribe and share and leave your comments in the comments box in the YouTube video, it would be very much appreciated. Firstly, but we'll go on to which was the news on Friday we've not been able to speak about yet, is the Benfica tie that got obviously pulled out the draw. An interesting game for me. I think Benfica, looking at them when I was looking at the games on the Thursday, it wouldn't be a team that I was scared of playing, but it's obviously a great team. It's a
Mm.
club steeped in history and great players, and obviously they've got a couple of World Cup winners still in there, and Angel Di Maria and Otamendi. So they've got a couple of good players. Obviously they've got youth coming through as well. The last time out we played them, we probably should have beat them twice, and we
Like,
just let it slip in the last couple of minutes. But I feel like this is a good tie for us, especially away from home, coming back to Ibrox. At the moment, I genuinely feel that we could probably compete with anybody in Europe.
yeah, well, no, I'm the same. But aye, Benfica, I'll definitely take, especially with obviously the home game, second leg. So, be interesting to see how it goes. Obviously, as you say, you got a couple of World Cup. How is Di Maria still? I thought he was done. I thought he
I
was
know Di
packed up.
Maria's
What? Still
still kicking
going,
a
still
ball.
kicking about. Was the boy Silver there not having a decent wee season as well? I think he's
Yeah, Rafa Silva, João Mario, couple of players
uh,
off the top of my head that I can think of.
really good. It's not a really good, decent team. But as you say, at home, don't think MD can Thursday nights he can take us on, man. Let's go. Looking forward to it.
Nah, it's obviously a good tie that we have to wait a couple of weeks to get. The thing that annoyed me though was the kickoff times, obviously, quarter
Aye.
to six
Yeah,
for.
you're like a late night man at Ibrox, don't we? So it's a bit
Aye,
weird. The time.
bit of a difficult one in that kind of sense, but hopefully it can just be packed and Ibrox can be a fortress, which obviously it will be. But aye, obviously we'll talk about that one again, and obviously when that comes around. But good draw for us in the Europa League. And we'll go on to Hearts, which, as we obviously said at the top of the episode, this was going to be a huge game. Hearts on red hot form, the second most informed team in Europe before
Mm.
this game happened. They were winning games. They were hard to beat, hard to score against, but they would always come back, even if they were behind, and get the victory through Lon Shankland, who really didn't get a stiff in this game. And
Aye.
what Philippe Coman actually said before this game, he was obviously asked about Shankland and if what were they going to do to kind of mark him and stuff like that. And I thought his answer was perfect. I mean, Hearts are a good team. It's not just reliant on him. Obviously, he scores the goals, but I think that is what kind of happened in our play. We didn't focus on one man. We just played the game of football against 11 guys, and we got the job done. I mean, it was a brilliant start to the game. Obviously, right there, Mohamed Diomande finds himself in the edge of the box again on the left foot this time. Just a perfect finish in at the bottom corner. It's a dream start in a game that could have been really tricky. It was tricky the last time around when we played them at Ibrox. Obviously, it was Hearts to get the opener that day, and we had to really wait and grind out a result that day. But this was just probably the best we've played in a long time at Ibrox.
Ah,
It was just it was free flowing football at its best.
that was sensational, mate. As you say, came out the gates straight away. Obviously the before the game, it was sort of could be handled the pressure of being the team that's obviously on the top at the moment. But I thought we came out, we blew them out of the water. Sensational strike for Diomande, and as I say, probably the best game under Fulham one so far. Really didn't think Hearts didn't really do much at all. We were all over them. And obviously Cortez gets a second, but sensational. opening minutes, man. I thought Lawrence done really well as well. I thought Lawrence was fantastic. But my boy Yilmaz,
No,
I
he
mean,
was
there's no debate
outstanding.
now. There's no debate now. I'm sorry, Yilmaz was just fantastic. And obviously Dessers getting the goals. Could have had more, should have had more. There was one first couple of minutes, I think, where the keeper sort of, I think he spout it. It was right in front of him,
Hmm.
and I mean, all you've got to do is sort of tap it in. But obviously it's Dessers, so it doesn't go like that. But aye, I just thought we blowed them out the water. And as you say, a team that's been on an incredible run. We all came out with a real intent, showing that this is the business end. We are serious, and we're here to stay.
No, exactly. I mean, we did come out and we played our game to such a high level. I mean, getting the
Mm.
goal so early is a relief, but
That's
then
always done.
to then pile on the pressure even after that, I felt like Hearts did have a bit of a spell before the Cortez goal. They kind of grew into the game a wee bit,
Aye.
but again, it's a breakaway and we take advantage through Tom Lawrence picking up a ball. And I mean, the finish for Cortez's goal was just it's beautiful. It's just the way it's see when you see him in Ibrox for where I sit in the stadium and you just see he's scoring. Like, there's no way he
So,
doesn't score there. And it was just a thing of beauty, the finish. It was just to go in 2-0 at that point was deserved, I feel, but Hearts obviously had their moments in that game at that time. But the tempo and the kind of pressure we put on Hearts was brilliant. We kind of penned them in for a large majority of the first half, and then we ended up getting a third as well, which was just a nice wee bonus. Thought he did look offside to me in the stadium, but it was obviously given. And Dessers scores the hardest chance of the half that he got, which was strange.
aye.
But again, you're dealing with Cyril Dessers at that point. Great ball in for John Souttar using his obviously passing range to good effect, and Dessers obviously finishes it off 3-0 at half time against Hearts, and it's no mugs, it's Hearts that are top top team this season, and we just went in and blew them away.
Nah, as I say, mate, I just thought it was sensational. I really did. I thought we just blew them out of the water. I just think they couldn't cope at all. As you say, obviously, my boy there on the screen getting the early goal. I mean, that is a player that is going to go for some, I think, some serious money there. You look at some of the teams in the Premier League and you think to yourself, they'll definitely be sniffing around him. And as I say, it's good to have a midfielder as well that likes to have a shot outside the box as well. It's good to see a midfielder that likes to get a goal in there. But Tom Lawrence, mate, as I say, I thought he was fantastic. And yet again, Clement managing his minutes sensationally well.
Mhm.
Him off when he did. But as I say, overall, I just thought Hearts couldn't compete at all. I just thought we ran over them, mate.
Nah, and it's not a case of Hearts being awful in the day. They were just probably
No, we
spooked about
just,
how bad we were. To be honest,
I
it was
mean,
that good.
you obviously everyone's talking about it, manager's been talking about it, but the fact is, I say, everyone's with him, everyone's with the manager, we're with this team, and obviously when we get going, the atmosphere, I just don't think most teams can cope with it. And then the players turn up and do the business. Lundstrom as well, by the way, for Lundstrom, yet again,
No,
solid.
like Lindstrom, if you had to pick, I mean, Yilmaz was
Unreal.
unbelievable. He was absolutely
Right.
fantastic at left back, but Lundstrom it's just what we're
Management of the
accustomed to seeing
game.
under him now. It's just pretty much a 10 out of 10 performance every game. And I can't believe how good he is. It's just unbelievable that at the start of the season, I really couldn't care less if this guy played for us again or not. And he's now the mainstay in that team, and I would say he's probably our best player. I think if you take him out of that team, the team kind of loses its balance in the middle of the park, and he really shows it up. And I thought, Lundstrom was brilliant on Saturday as well. As you say, Tom Lawrence filling in for Todd Cantwell. So we've got that news throughout the week that Todd Cantwell was going to be out. Obviously, a bit of a blow, but then you've got Tom Lawrence coming in to play that position and playing it ever so well. I think Tom Lawrence has got the similar attributes that Cantwell has. He just needs to add goals to his game as well for this time that he's probably going to play in that position. And as you say, it was nice to see Clement managing these minutes because I do expect him to still start, even though it's a plastic pitch. I expect him to start at
Oh,
Kilmarnock now.
brilliant.
John Sterling obviously playing the right hand side again. Can't fault anything he does
Oh,
again. Brilliant performance for him. And nah, I can't fault anybody. The only thing I can really fault is Cyril Dessers not scoring more.
no.
You've got good chances there to score more goals, and he obviously gets two, which I mean you can't discredit the guy for
No,
scoring
you
two
can't.
goals. That's the
No,
thing.
you know what it is. Also, you can obviously you're entitled to have a go at heavy, but I just think Guy never gives up, as you said to me, and it's 100% true. Guy never gives up, and he always, even whenever he's on his back, he's always still looking to be an option, looking to get the goal. So you can't fault him at all. I'm just gonna represent with a one up for my boy Dessers. But as I say, getting the two goals, he should have more, but what can we do
Nah,
here, you know?
I mean that's him on 12 for the campaign in the SPFL now. So I mean the fact that he scored 12 goals in the league alone is just wild to
It's
me.
just
For where obviously he was just before Clement even came in, he looked like a guy that would never even score another goal for us. So his kind of return has been great. His performance levels and his effort has been brilliant under Philippe Clement, and long may that continue because Fabio Silva's breathing down his neck, comes on, gets a brilliant goal again. Kind of something that I thought might actually happen looking at this game this morning. Obviously, looking forward to Kilmarnock because he brung Fabio Silva on and he played him kind of behind. Dessers, I don't know if he's maybe going to try and do that on Wednesday. I personally would still stick with Tom Lawrence. I think another route you could go down for that game is you could maybe put Lawrence on the bench. You could play Sterling in midfield and bring McCausland back in. But I think at the moment, Lawrence is needed, and I don't feel like you can kind of rotate that position too much because you really need a guy like Tom Lawrence if Todd Cantwell's going to be out. So obviously, that's something I noticed in the game. He brought Silva on to play with Dessers, and he played kind of further behind. So I don't know if
I
that's
liked
going to
it.
be something that might happen. But I think that's Fabio Silva's game. Kind of suits that role. He links up the play well. He can pass the ball on. He's obviously physical enough. He's got the skill to get around players. So I think I was definitely an option that can be looked at for that role. And obviously, um, Oscar Cortez as well. We need to obviously talk about him. We spoke about how good his goal was, but the fact that he's now off the mark for Rangers and he's putting in performance after performance really at the moment in that left hand side, coming into a new team at only 20 years old, we've got to remember that. Like he's doing really really well. So goal and an assist for him, goal for Diomande, assist for Lawrence, two goals for Dessers, an assist for John Lundstrom, and an assist for John Suter as well on the day. I mean, the only thing you can be greedy about is having more goals, but that was probably the most perfect performance we'll have for for up to this point anyway. I hope that is still
Aye.
to obviously come, but aye, absolutely brilliant on Saturday.
Sensational, mate, as I say, really came out stint the intent and obviously getting the cup, getting the goals. Obviously could have got more. But yeah, I don't think you can fault MD in the team really. I thought it was just a fantastic game all around, as we said, probably the best game under Philip come on so far.
Aye.
Um, the only real thing is obviously about did they all go out and get a wee five guys after it, Jack? Do you think?
Well, it depends if they get curtains for hairs. I don't know. You
Uh,
need to ask. You need to ask whoever that was. But I would like to think so. They'll get a wee treat after a game like that. But it needs to
but the
be
day
kept
off.
up. Aye. I mean, the amount you put into a game like that, aye, need a day off. But the action returns so soon, and I'm shite in my pants for this game.
Uh,
If I'm being honest, like Kilmarnock away is notoriously just one of the hardest places to go, not because Kilmarnock are obviously doing brilliant this season, but because of the pitch as well. That kind of plays its own game and its own it's got its own difficulties to kind of get your game going on this. But the last couple of times we've been there, obviously the start of the season was a disaster. We get beat. And then the last one I can remember was kind of this point last season. I think we beat them 3-2. Morelos scored a couple. Kent scored. Danny Armstrong gets sent off actually in that game for elbowing Barisic, I think.
I'm having.
So it's been a difficult place to go, and they've not been beat since we beat them at Ibrox. So Derek McInnes has got this team playing probably the best that they can at the moment. They're sitting fourth. They're probably just out of reach for third. I would say Hearts will probably get that position, but they're making that push for European football, and they're probably the best of out with Rangers, Hearts, and Celtic. So they've, as you say, they've obviously beat us this season. They've beat Celtic a couple of times. They've got the draw against them. They beat Aberdeen at the weekend there. Hearts are the only team to beat them a couple of times on that pitch. So it's going to need to be one of those performances. Obviously, we've seen on Saturday how good we can be, but it's going to be one of those performances where we kind of really nail down and knuckle down and just fight to get 3 points. And I don't have any kind of question marks over us trying to play our own game, but it's going to be difficult on the surface. I think the team, for me anyway, it stays the exact same as it was. I don't feel like we
You
can
don't
change
change.
that. It was so good in the first half. As I say, the only question mark would be, does he maybe fancy not playing Lawrence on this surface, and he'll maybe try and kind of alter
Mm.
the team and do it that way, but I don't feel you can change that team. For me, anyway, I feel more confident with that team going into the game on Wednesday. But this game feels huge. This game feels just absolutely massive because it feels like a hurdle where any team can really slip up on. And if we get by this one, I'll feel a lot more confident about the games after that. And I feel that it's just a huge, again, statement if we go out and win this game
Mm.
for it being such a notoriously hard place to go this season. So that's the team for me to get the job done, hopefully.
No, mate, it's not. You don't change a winning team, especially after that performance there. It is obviously surface going to play a part, but for me, it's about righting the wrong at the start of the season. It's about going there with an actual manager, a genuine manager, and hoping that we can obviously get the 3 points. It's going to be difficult, as you say, Kilmarnock. I mean, absolutely sensational this season. Derek McInnes, as you say, got him well drilled. I think they're unbeaten now, aren't they? I think the last time they were beaten was us. So,
Nah,
aye, so it's as I say, it's going to be a difficult game. Obviously, as you're saying, surface. I mean, that's where I'm nervous of, as you say, players like Tom Lawrence nervous, obviously, just for the sense that you know what I mean. That parking, we know what's happened there. Obviously, we players that we've had before. Jamie Murphy,
hmm
obviously, it really took his Rangers career away from him. But I don't think you change a winning team at all, man. I think you just go there, try and get the 3 points. I would say play our game, but as we're talking about here, surface wise, and as I say, just anything. I'll take a 1-0. I'll take whatever as long as we win. That's the main thing,
nah.
man.
It's just simply just win the game. It's huge for the aspect. Obviously, there's full card on Wednesday as well. All the teams in the Scottish Premiership are playing. Celtic have got Dundee at home. You would imagine they'll kind of take care of
And
that. We need to take care of business on our part as well. Obviously, it's hard not to watch what's happening over the other side when you're in the title race. It's hard to kind
just
of disregard all of that, but we really just we need to kind of focus on doing our. If we win all our games, we'll be fine. That's the thing you kind of need to always remember.
well, I mean, just obviously to talk about it as well. I mean, all these games on Wednesday, Sky Sports went, nah, you know what we'll go for? Motherwell v Livingston on the telly. That's what we'll go for, do you know what I mean? So, aye, well in there, Sky Sports, but no, it's just, I think, straight away, just what the manager says, just focus on ourselves. Don't hang with it. Obviously, for us, it's harder, but like as I say, just the players, focus on yourself, focus on the game, get the 3 points, five guys up the road. That's the way it is.
Aye, aye. I mean that seems to be doing wonders for us. So if we can continue with that,
Aye.
we can be on to good things. But aye, obviously speaking on Kelly a wee bit as well. Obviously you say they've been unbeaten for a while. I think at home as well, they've won 8 games. They rarely really get beat at home, which is like the fear for me.
Aye.
But they haven't played us obviously there since the start of the season, which is Clement kind of facing that task for the first time. So as we've spoke about before, Kilmarnock have great players in their team. They actually have a really strong team with a great manager at the helm as well. So they'll be well drilled to try and frustrate us. And I mean they're looking to put their noses in front ahead of the likes of
Yeah.
Hibs, Aberdeen, Dundee, everybody that's going to be chasing that top six, and they'll want that. So at home, I think it's going to be a rowdy game. I think it's going to be one of those games that we'll have to just get by, as we keep saying. I think obviously Dessers needs to take chances now. I think this is the game where you're going to be kind of not limited to few chances, but you'll need to really take your chances when you've got them because getting ahead in this game is
Hopeful.
such a positive because it kind of takes the pressure off a wee bit. You can kind of Kilmarnock will then open up a wee bit to try and take the game to you and hopefully can benefit for that. But I think I'm just so nervous for this game. As I think we've said, and Rangers fans have kind of put on record, I don't think anybody's said this league's done at all.
No,
I think we've
far
all
from it.
just kind of just took it game by game as we've been saying, but it's hard to obviously ignore what's happening and the agendas that's getting spouted out by the Celtic manager as well.
Mm.
I think just the things he's saying, he sounds like a man under pressure. He sounds like a guy that's had to not had to deal with this before with any previous Rangers team. And I feel that if we just ramp up and keep on doing what we're doing and winning games and performing and basically just doing everything that we did against, you could even take it further back as Ross County at home. Everything we done that day was near enough perfect, apart from the finishing touches. If we just keep playing like that, relentless football and don't stop, and I think what Connor Goldson said in the press today just kind of epitomises everything that we've been seeing recently. Is Clement saying if we get 6, he wants 7. If we get 7, he wants 8. He just doesn't want to rest on what we've got. He wants to keep obviously going and just try and get the best result possible. So I feel like that is obviously going to feed into the game on Wednesday. But there's no question, obviously, it will be a tough one. You've seen how well Kilmarnock defended at Celtic Park, for instance. Lewis Mayo, obviously a guy we know very well for the days that he was at Rangers, is playing probably as one of the best centre halves in the league this season. And they've obviously got Van Veen and Stewart and Armstrong, Kennedy obviously scored at the weekend. Vassell's playing a lot better now. So they've got
It's
firepower. They've got players that can really hurt you. But I believe in this team and this group of players and this manager that we can go there to a tough venue where we've never really performed too great at and get 3 massive points. That for me, this is just. It feels like I keep
it's
repeating myself, but it's absolutely huge.
it's massive. It's massive. It's just talking about it. Obviously, it's good to see, as I say, like teams like Kamalik and that actually like get themselves going, get themselves a proper side going. Do you know what I mean? It's good to have some, say, competition in the league. Obviously, you're looking at, I'd say, some of the bottom teams, man, and obviously they've not got the finances to probably maybe get who they want or what have you. But I just think still, I mean, I was obviously watching Motherwell play. You're thinking yourself here, just a bit of desire, a bit of hunger here. Do you know what I mean? You could have probably seen that game out. But just also going back to us, I just think, aye, real test, man. It's a real must-win game by any means. I'll take anything. I just pray nobody gets thinged on that part because it is brutal.
No, that's the thing. Come out unscathed and with 3 points, and I'm a happy man. So, obviously we go on, we march on, we go to Kilmarnock on Wednesday, and then after that Motherwell at home, and then we can. I don't think there's any league games for a couple of weeks. We've got Hibs in the cup, and we've got the Benfica games coming up as well. So,
Mm.
it is business end of the season now. It's literally just get the job done in every game you play, and we'll be all right. But if we keep just winning games, I'm happy.
I will
If we show
listen.
that level of performance, I'm more happy.
Uh, Delighted. No, I mean, I just think obviously, as I was saying, massive game Wednesday. But also another one that was massive as well. Livingston let me down, letting me down. I'm showing a bit of belief in Livingston, saying to myself, "You're right. They've got a chance." That was a must-win game for them. It was an absolute must-win game against County, and I
Nah,
just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I think they're
come
done
back
now.
into the game for 2-0 down and then lose 3-2. I think that's just epitomises everything about Livingston's season. To be honest with you, they've been in good positions and never been able to really get that winning goal, get that second goal to kind of kill off teams and end up drawing. I think I think Livy are destined now. Speaking obviously last week, I had hope for them as well, but I think Livy are destined now.
Aye, well after that game anyway, but obviously as I say, like obviously talking about Kilmarnock, their hearts as well. It's good, as I say, just to see teams actually putting together a run. Actually, it's nice to have a competitive league, mate. But you're looking at that bottom sort of 4 or 5 teams. You think yourself there, some really poor sides. I don't.
Aye, I
I,
mean you look at Livingston. Obviously, they've been really poor this season. Ross County have been garbage. Obviously, get a big win,
Johnston,
probably the biggest win they'll get for a while because if they keep getting maybe the odd point every couple of games now, they'll be all right. St Johnston are awful. Last week when obviously we played them, they showed nothing, but I thought they had a couple of decent players to maybe go and
what's
take them on. But
what's going on with Aberdeen or something? I seen that something that like the players were all out the day off or something. Miovski's away on holiday or something. And Walnock's like away somewhere. I seen all that. I'm like, that can't be real. That
no,
can't
well,
be true.
I think Miovski is on holiday because he's not scored in the past few games for what I've seen in an
Ah, well,
Aberdeen kind of point of view. But
aye,
um, I obviously Aberdeen are down there. Aberdeen really every time we play them, obviously it's going to be a different game.
ah,
But
you know.
against the rest, Aberdeen have struggled this season. It's been a poor one. Hibs have hit and miss. this season. They've got a couple of wins, then they'll follow that up with a couple of losses, and um, aye, that will kind of happen that way. But Motherwell yesterday, obviously watching them play so well for the first 45 minutes, and then kind of just throw all that good work away in the second half. It's just
Gave up. I just thought they gave up. I just thought they didn't want it as badly as probably they should have done. And I just thought maybe fatigue or what have you, but aye, first half they were fantastic, sensational goal.
no, it's nice to reflect on the league at the end of the episode to kind of figure
Yeah.
out what's happening. But aye, I'm just looking forward to this
Tell
game
you
on
what's
Wednesday now.
happening. Looking forward to the game on Wednesday, and I tell you what, I might just watch it with wee cheeky five guys. That's what's happening there.
Nah,
All
well,
right.
five guys. Where's the partnership with Rangers? Surely that's got to
Ah,
happen
you
now,
know.
just to spite all these guys in the media. But aye, that's been the episode. If you do like and subscribe and share, comment your thoughts on the way Rangers are going in the direction. Hopefully, we'll see us go at the end of the season, and we'll be back with another episode next week covering that Kilmarnock game, Motherwell, and then looking ahead to the cup against Hibs. So see you then.